one of the best episodes of the series, bar none.
Get ready, Daddy.
How's it going, guys? Zoro Fanboy 124 here, and I'm here today to talk about the insane fucking episode last night, Walking Dead Season 4, episode number 14. And this episode, man, I mean, at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was so bored of it. The first 25, 30 minutes, I'm like, not another one of these episodes, man. I was just waiting and waiting, and it was all worth the fucking wait. It seemed like out of nowhere. Like, there's Carol and you know, the Tyrese are just having their little conversation. Out of nowhere, this girl just stabs her sister. It just was, like, absolutely crazy. Obviously, there were little hints throughout the episode that kind of led to that whole moment, and it was just insane because, on one hand, the older girl, Lizzie, you know, she's a person who's not willing to kill walkers, but willing to kill humans, and the opposite for the other sister, who's willing to kill walkers, but doesn't want to hurt people at all, or deer or anything. And I love the way they kind of played off that a little bit throughout the episode. And like I said, it was just insane how it came out of nowhere. Not only that, like in true Mice of Men fashion, you know, the girl Lizzie, you know, just look at the flowers. Just look at the flowers. You know,
That's like Old Yeller, man. What are you talking about?
It reminded me of Mice and Men. I don't know if anybody else would.
No, I picked up on that too.
Yes.
Crazy, man. And then the final part of the episode is Carol finally admitting to Tyrese, you know, I'm the one who killed him. I'm surprised Tyrese didn't shoot her. You know, it took a lot of that.
I thought he was going to shoot himself.
Someone's gonna get shot, but Tyrese, he manned up. You know what I'm saying? You don't. I'm not gonna forgive you. I mean, I forgive you, but I'm not gonna forget. You know, so a lot of respect there. And I just gotta say one last thing before we move it on to you guys. Like, what's it with Walking Dead and killing little girls, man? It's been like they've been on a tirade of killing little girls lately. You got the governor's, you know, stepdaughter, whatever we call her. You got freaking Carol's daughter originally in season 2. And you got these two little girls. Like, your little girls in this show don't last very long, man.
Yeah, that's all the kids in the bus. All the kids on the bus that Beth and Daryl found.
Yeah, that's fucked up. They need to start killing little boys.
Well, Phineas, the guy who did Phineas' voice from Phineas and Ferb, he's the one that died in the first episode. Remember?
Yeah, it was fucked up.
I think he's grown.
The dude from Everyone Hates Chris. The dude from Everyone Hates Chris.
Yeah, Everyone Hates Chris.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, but I think he's grown, isn't he?
Who knows? Well, moving on though, like, what do you guys think about this episode? I decided thought it was amazing. It really was. It caught me by surprise, and considering that it didn't end up where I thought it would end up, with at least the side of Terminus, I was still thoroughly entertained and enjoyed the episode. I mean, it was fucked up, don't get me wrong, but this is what makes The Walking Dead a good show. Anybody, at any time, can get the axe, just how fucked up that world is. So, I want to know your guys' opinions about that.
Oh, man. You guys mind if I go?
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Jay.
I've been waiting to spout this shit out all day over here. I've been talking. Listen, what I expected and what I got was two different things. What I expected or hoped for was that by the end of the episode we would see Terminus. I was assuming there'd be some soap opera-like bullshit along the way. Maybe we'd see another group, something like that. What I got was like a slow build, like, what do they call that? Like tantra sex, man, where it's like real slow, a slow building orgasm. Because the last 15 minutes it was just fucking bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? From the one little girl, then the haunting conversation between Carol and Tyrese, right? And then Carol going out and actually offing the little girl, them burying them and being all sourful and everything like that, and then the whole fucking thing. And I mean, and Tyrese, you know, oh my God, I forgive you. I thought it was so tense right then. I thought he was going to off himself. He thinks his sister's dead. He talked about this Karen haunting his dreams and everything else. He just went on some fucked up. Man, I really felt bad for Tyrese, man, and I said it a few episodes. Poor Tyrese and all the white kids. You know how many times Tyrese had that look on his face in this episode? He was like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing here, man? He was looking out the window one time. Oh my God, you know? But just the whole thing at the end, man, it just, you know, it built up, I think, and then the end just fucking exploded, you know, because I did not expect them to off two kids on primetime television. Now, it was done off camera, but, you know. And then even the build and the reveal of Carol saying to Tyrese, "I killed them." There was 2 or 3 other opportunities during the show where I thought she was going to spit it out, but it just wasn't the right time, right. And it would have been awkward, you know. And it was so neat how then the right time was finally after this, and it was like, and I love how he said that too. He's like, "I'll never forget, but I'll forgive. I forgive you." You know, he's like, "You got to live with that. That's on you." You know, oh man. But all right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Right. I just noticed throughout the episode. I mean, if you actually go back and watch it, there are little hints that other little girl's gonna die. Not necessarily Lizzie. Another little girl's gonna die. I mean, the whole conversation that she had with Lizzie, I believe, about good ones don't really make it this far, and how her daughter was one of the good ones. And then later in the episode she says, "Oh, you're a nice girl," you know what I'm saying? And that was kind of a hint. Plus, when she found that teddy bear, I'm like, "Oh, I know that. Oh, that's a red flag right there." She said, "Oh, get a teddy bear." Teddy bear, no.
Dead giveaway.
It's a dead giveaway. It really was.
That was the death stab.
It is seriously.
You know what I picked up though in the second viewing was when Carol was talking to Lizzie at the beginning, and she was like, "Yeah, Tyrese saved you," and she goes, "No, I saved Tyrese. I had to shoot 2 people," and then she goes and she says, "I shot one of them in the head, though. I'm really sorry." I thought she was saying she was sorry because she had to go and murder a person in cold blood and blew their fucking brains out. She was sorry because she damaged their brain and they couldn't come back and be her magical zombie friend. And I was like, holy fuck. And then about halfway through the episode, when she had another one of those psychotic episodes with Lizzie and everything like that, and they wound up scampering from the burnt walkers, and everybody had a shooting fest shooting them down. Later on, Carol's talking to Lizzie at night and everything, and she's going, "And now you understand now." And she goes, "Yeah, I know what I have to do." And it was insinuating that, yeah, you have to realize these are not people and everything else. But what she was thinking in her mind is, I have to prove to you that these walkers are people, so I'm going to fucking off my sister, and when she comes back, she won't bite me, I promise, Oh, man, this girl need mental help.
Man. That's one sick little girl.
A straitjacket and a rubber room, man. Oh, and some heavy medication.
About to kill the baby, man. She was about to kill the fucking.
She tried to kill Judith in the other episode. She put her hand over her mouth. She was gonna bring off the baby then.
It's just absolutely insane. And in the beginning of the episode, I think that was a perfect kind of, foreshadowing for the murder to come, with her dancing around with the zombie, kind of like with that music playing like BioShock. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning of the episode, I got that vibe with that old timey music playing. Fallout games or some shit.
Yeah, they actually used that in Fallout 3. That's where that was from. That song, yeah.
Yeah, it's in like a Fallout or a BioShock type, thing with the.
Yeah, that's what it felt like though. Because remember we were talking about the preview last week and stuff, and that was the preview.
Was
that
it?
Scene, yeah.
That makes sense then.
I knew someone was gonna die, man. Just wouldn't think it'd be the kid.
Man. I kind of agree with Zorro Fanboy. Like, that's what I said in my review. It started off slow, while a lot of the information we got in the beginning we already knew. But by the middle of the episode, it started picking up. And that girl, that sicko, man, they had to get rid of her. They had to. One guy said they should have kept her around. Why? So when you wake up dead or something like that? I don't want to wake up dead, so I had to. You got off that
baby, man. You can't have a baby and her in the same. She was about to kill the baby. She doesn't understand the difference between humans and zombies. I mean, it's fucked up. Yeah. But I think Carol made the right choice. I really do.
She did, but but I put myself in her shoes, man. I don't know if I could kill a kid, man. Mine or anybody else's. I'm serious. And and none of you got kids maybe don't understand, but it's something about a kid. It's like, man, you always want to believe in the good in them and everything else. I don't know. I mean, I think that's what needs to happen, but I don't think I could have pulled the trigger.
No, you just got to keep in your mind it's a TV show when you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So you saying fuck me out?
That's what made this episode so hard. That's if it was like remember, like Herschel had that kind of mindset to where he felt that they were just sick. He could cure them. Maybe they couldn't get cured back in season 2. Lizzie couldn't cope with the new world. So the fact that the Walker people came back to life, it shattered her mentality of life and death. She couldn't tell the difference anymore. So to her, they just were changed. They were just different. They weren't dead. They were just different.
Yeah.
And she wanted, they just needed a friend. She had a very child take on it. And then you have Mika, which honestly, Mika's interesting because she's Carl in reverse. This world took Carl's innocence away from him. It's made him stop being a child. But no, Mika's like, you know what? No, I'm not going to have my innocence taken. I'm not going to become a bad person. I'm going to say who I am. And she was committed to that to almost the very end.
Yeah.
But what you call him, you could tell the girl was a sicko because she said that she could hear them talking to her.
Yeah.
She was hearing
voices. She was mentally ill. She couldn't cope with the new world.
She was a couple sandwiches shy of a good picnic.
Yeah, like everyone predicted, she was the one feeding the walkers with the mice. I mean, that was pretty obvious. And she's the one with the altar. And, this was actually, I didn't think this was going to come, but it was hinted at heavily that this was probably going to happen at some point. If you actually think about it, all this fucked up stuff that happened to her and that she's been doing, it was all going to build up towards something. And like you said, Jim, I didn't think on primetime television they were going to go this far. I really didn't.
I honestly pictured them all making it to Terminus, and then Terminus being, bogus, some kind of trap, whatever, and maybe some of the kids, maybe Judith and maybe the other one being captured, kidnapped. I pictured something happening to the crazy one eventually, but I thought it was going to go down differently. I didn't think they were just going to stop and Tyrese was going to want to make a little happy family out at the farm, and then this was going to happen. This was
that place is Terminus, all right. Like they're going to be terminated. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is waiting for them. But I was kind of mad a little bit because they keep doing the same thing where they get to a house or something like that and they say, "You think we should stay?" Why do they keep doing that with every character? You don't need that
drama and tension.
Yeah, but it's drama and tension, but it's also
saying the zombie apocalypse.
And you also got to look at it like this, man. It's been a couple years since the zombie apocalypse, right? Some of these people have been together for a while, some haven't. You know what I mean? Tyrese had just been around for 6-7 months since sometime last season. And some of these people, I think, once everything broke off like that, they don't know if anybody's alive or dead. They certainly didn't have any rendezvous point. It's pretty damn dangerous just living hour to hour outside in the wilderness. So I think a lot of people, it's almost just like it's almost like a mental rest for them. It's like, oh my God, here's a place I think we can be safe here. I couldn't imagine constantly being on the run, man. It's, I mean, it's just
that's a problem right there because they should have had a rendezvous point because it already happened. Remember at the farm where they got separated? They should have already had a contingency plan. And not only that, they kind of do have a rendezvous point because everybody knows where Terminus is because they know that the maps are all placed around. So that's the only place that they know that the other person would even know of. So that's the place they should be going.
Yeah, a lot of them are betting on that, I think, But I think some of them, too, like I think Tyrese was at the point where he was just losing hope, man. He was obviously having the nightmares every night, because it's only been a week or two since the season started in the Walking Dead time, and obviously it was a big hit for him to lose Karen. And I think with him it was just like he was just broken, He was just broken mentally, and he was just like, fuck, man, this could be safe, man. This could be safe. We got food here, we got water, and might be able to live a little bit longer because it's not about things going back to the way they were anymore. It's about like how long are we going to make it before we die? You know what I mean? It's really there's not much hope for anybody anymore.
And, I mean, no one really knows. I mean, for all they know, that the Terminus sign that they saw is one of a couple of Terminus signs. They don't know that they're all spread out. I mean, do they know that they're all spread out?
Yeah, because it's a map.
It shows on the map. It shows all the different tracks, and they're kind of all like highlighted. It looks like, so you assume that these were posted around and made.
But everyone thinks that each group is dead. Like Rick and Michelle, they think that everyone else is dead. Daryl and Beth think they're dead. And vice versa.
Considering how bad that was and how they probably had to survive on their own, I mean, it's safe to say, or not safe to say, but you, as a survivor, you think that there are not that many people left. All the people that are really hopeful are Maggie and Glenn, with their really amazing love that we're seeing with their.
You know what I thought though? I thought how I was thinking this show. I was thinking how poetic is it that Carol, who was kicked out of the group by Rick for killing Tyrese's girlfriend and some other guy, right, in cold blood. How poetic is it that she comes back and the two girls that she swore to protect before that was the father's dying wish, that she doesn't see the signs coming with them that they're crazy, and one of them kills the other, and then she offs the other one. And why does she off the other one? To protect her from killing Rick's baby, who she's now watching over. It was just like, when you look at it, man, it's just like a fucked up circle, You know what I mean? She's like I said, Carol did the best. Kick me out, Now she's saving his baby.
I think Carol did what she needed to do. I mean, like I said, it's fucked up, but there are no other options. What other options could there have been?
They couldn't just tie her up and put her in the corner. So.
No, because you wake up one day, she's standing over you with a knife, or you wake up flatlined or something.
The only other option they possibly could have had was to leave her by herself at the house.
I was thinking about that too, and let her get turned into a walker.
But that's almost worse too, because honestly, she would have got ripped apart. She would have literally got ripped apart by walkers.
Put a bullet in the back of her head.
Not see a walker eat somebody. I'm just curious.
But it's a TV show. That's what they in their mind. They're like, I know this is a TV show.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wall, man.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I really like Carol's character development in this episode was amazing because everything goes back to Sophia. That's what I love that they did. Everything goes back to Sophia, and that is like this a pinnacle moment for Carol. Like, her telling them about Sophia and how I think she saw that through them she could make up for letting Sophia die. And that's why she became so attached to those girls. And did it all actually to all the kids. Because, she tells Mika, no, you can't just always run. That's what got my daughter killed. That's why Carol felt the need to teach the kids how to defend themselves against walkers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there were so many parallels between that Mika and Sophia, and so many things, too, where it seemed like history was repeating itself because she didn't want to make the same mistakes with Sophia with these girls that she'd been entrusted with. And then in the end, it was, I think it was gut-wrenching for me. Right before she raises the gun and pulls the trigger, she says, "No, I love you," to the little girl. And I truly think she did. It was just like, this is what has to be done now. And Carol's character has grown so much. I mean, in the first season, I disliked her. She was the battered housewife. She was a background character. Best in the second season, she lost her daughter, but never once went out looking for her. She always had everybody else to rely on for that. And then after that, she was broken and everything, but you really didn't see a lot of her. In the third season, she was relegated to being a background character, and you didn't care whether she lived or died, really. She had no relevance that I can remember in the third season, other than trying to perform a C-section on that one zombie in case she had to do it when Lori had the baby. And then this season, though, we've only seen her for a few episodes, the first few episodes, and of course she was exiled and everything, but I think that she's been the most changed, impactful character in a lot of different ways because... being able to have that mentality, I have to do what I have to do. You know what I mean? And I think it's right, and I got to live with it. And she's living with it, man. She's owning it. Yeah. So
you got big balls, man.
There are very few characters that could have did something that she did. You know what I'm saying? It took.
Tyrese couldn't have done it. Tyrese was in the house looking like, oh fuck, why am I with all these white people? Man?
You're the cause of all racism.
What's really sad here too? Lizzie still didn't get it. She didn't get what she did was wrong.
Oh yeah. And she's apologizing for pointing a gun at her and stuff.
Exactly. That's the word. I think that's the saddest part of the whole situation. She did not get what she did was wrong.
But the cool thing was about that though is that it takes you into, just like that show Dexter, it takes you into the psyche of somebody who's different from us. Like that's not the normal way of thinking. But you always think like, why the fuck do people like that do that? Like they are just sick in the head, but they don't know that. You think somebody that's sick in the head's like, I'm fucking crazy. Most of the time they think what they're doing is completely sane. So I really
it's a parallelism because people think that mental illness is, all brain chemistry. Look at Dexter. It was an event that triggered his psychopathness.
Yeah.
The event
and the world probably did it to this girl Lizzie. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. She was probably a normal little girl beforehand.
Right.
Or she might have had a damn tumor in the head, and it finally actuated at this point. I think it happened when she seen her dad get, flatlined.
Maybe. Yeah. She was constantly building up and towards this insanity to a certain degree. I mean, obviously as huge and as impactful as this episode, but I think there were little hints here and there. Shooting that girl in the head with no qualms about it. When she saved Tyrese was also another thing. Like, there were a lot of hints that she was not quite all there. So.
Oh yeah, I said she was crazy from when we saw her. I think in the second episode, and even if you remember the conversation when Carol was talking to her through the glass when they had the kids, like whatever, they had them compartmentalized away from everybody else so they wouldn't catch the flu or whatever. She was talking to her through the glass. Man, that was like a creepy conversation, man. And that was after we'd seen the rats and everything, and people started speculating. I always thought it was a little crazy bitch, And,
how come she was killing the animals, but how come she didn't have a problem killing animals, but she wouldn't kill humans?
No, Mika wouldn't kill animals.
No, not Mika. I'm talking about Lizzie.
Well, Lizzie had no trouble killing humans. She just was upset that she shot that one girl in the brain. That's why I thought up until the episode yesterday, I thought that she had a hand in killing that Karen and David, and that Carol maybe caught her in the act and covered up for her. Right. Because obviously the little girl couldn't drag the bodies out, but the way they made that and then hinted at different things with it, I thought that maybe. But now when you saw how sick this girl was in this episode, she certainly wouldn't have stabbed these people in the head.
No,
because it would damage the brain,
Right. No, what I'm saying is she does have a problem killing people because she's thinking that when they come back as walkers, they're still alive. So she in her mind she doesn't think that she's killing
the
them.
friendship between walkers
But she's killing animals. So she holds humans to a highest, standard than animals.
Maybe by her feeding like the mice to walkers and stuff like that.
Yeah. That girl was just psycho. I don't know.
Yeah. She just looked creepy too, man. She just looked creepy.
Put the lotion on the skin.
Did you guys get the?
You are creepy as hell.
Credit. I'll give that actress very good credit. She played a really good psychopath. For a little girl, you know what I'm saying? They asked you to play a psychopath.
Creepy little 12-year-old scared the fuck out of me.
I think she did a good job. I think she did a very good job.
I think both actresses did a really good job in this episode.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
Hey, did you notice how when they were shooting the walkers that was getting ready to invade the house, when Lizzie got her hand on that gun, you see Carol look at it. She's not really trying to hit the walkers.
Yeah, I noticed that too. She's giving her a look, and I think it looked like she was shooting not the heads, but the bodies of the walkers.
Yeah, she wasn't looking to put them down.
Right. Exactly. It's really interesting. Yeah, that she's on a drop down of a hat, ready to shoot a person in the head, but not willing to kill a walker. It's kind of like I like that whole. Like I said, I like the whole kind of different mindset with her and her sister. Like one's this way and the other one's the opposite of it.
Complete opposites, but neither one had a place in this world, And I like how that was explained. It's like the one was too nice and and could kill walkers and understood what they were, but could not kill a human, an animal, whatever. And the other one was just off the rails, batshit crazy, killing obviously animals and things like that. But she assumed she held a zombie's life over human life. It seemed like and just really messed up, man. Oh.
Yeah, she was down for that 187.
187. Crazy, man. All right, I want to read a comment by Andres Camacho, man. It says, I find it funny that Tyrese says, let's get a car so we can have an escape plan, but the prison doesn't have an escape plan.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
No, because Tyrese wasn't on the council. Tyrese was probably thinking, hey, man, like, I put this shit in the suggestion box like 5 times, man, and nobody ever put this in place. And look,
I don't listen to the black guy.
Nobody ever listens to the brother.
Yeah, but and being that he was black, he was thinking that the prison was gonna be eternal. Yeah. I'm gonna die here. I'm definitely gonna die here. He said, I'm not making it out of this prison. T-Dog didn't make it out. No government, no cops, guys in prison.
I feel so bad for Tyrese though. Like he finally had a moment to relax. He got that nice chair, you know what I'm saying? He's hanging out. Maybe this will be a place we can stay, a nice little place, safe from walkers and everything. And then he gets stuck with fucking these crazy girls. Well, like one's crazy, the other one is just.
And when he walked in the kitchen because the tea kettle was going, he looked out the window and he saw the aftermath of Carol having to stab that zombie, and then the girl's screaming, and she's like, what if I did that to you? What? And she's like freaking, her face is turned red, and Tyrese is just sitting there like, oh, fuck.
It was just like a Kanye West interview. She went off on that girl. She was out there. She said, I was just playing tag. She was it. She was coming to find me. That's all.
Oh, man. I felt so bad for him.
She was going to find your ass, yo.
And then, too, they showed it over the course of a few nights. And the first couple nights when everything seems like it's okay, obviously there's the fire going. There's some laughter amongst the kids. Everybody's having a good time. It's almost like a family-type setting, a cozy, warm, relaxed setting. And then after all that shit happens, that series of events, that evening then, which is the next night, when they're sitting across from each other at the table with the puzzle and everything in between them, and Carol just go and put the gun down, I was like, what are we going to do now, play Russian roulette? You guys had a big day already.
I know.
I felt so bad because it was so quiet. All you could hear was the crackling of the fire that they had on for the warmth, and this laughter and the stuff that was from these children, it's now gone, and they had to bury them in the front yard. That was just... To me, that was like really fucked up, and then just
that monologue at the end too, when you hear the girls and their voices, and that was like, damn.
Oh yeah, that was rough, man. And you think back on it, and it's it was good though. It was good, but it was gut wrenching good. I
felt bad for both of them, but I felt more bad for Mika. I really like that's what killed me. Mika's like that she didn't deserve that. I mean, neither one of them deserved, but like Mika was just like she was.
Yeah, because I felt like Mika was less worthless than Beth, You know, I would have rather seen Beth go than Mika. And now they didn't give Mika much.
Yeah.
Lizzie, you know, but honestly, I wanted Lizzie to go, but I did not think that they were going to go and kill the other one, you know, and then kind of threaten at, you know, killing the baby. I was just like, holy shit.
They had to kill that girl.
Like, after the shit went down and Carol, like, caught her dancing with the freaking zombie, at that point, I would not have let her out of my sight for
that's when you check her pockets for knives and shit, man, and you go and tie her to a fence post or, you know, put her in
before that, they ran off and almost got eaten by zombies. Remember, the fucking feeding the rat with the rat and everything?
She was feeding the rat. And then she was all, like, about to go and get herself bit, you know? She's like that girl in high school that want to get attention and be like, I'm going to slip my wrist if this guy doesn't go out with me. She fucking puts her hand out there and she's like, oh, here, see, you'll see once he bites me, you know? And her little sister's like, stop that shit, you know? And then the only thing that stopped her was a bunch of burnt-ass zombies coming out the woods, you know? Did you guys think that fire off in the distance was a thing from Beth and Daryl? That when they burned down that house?
Yeah.
Because I assume that they're all in the general vicinity area, you know what I mean?
And remember from that episode, the walkers was going towards that house.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that they went, you know, they were drawn towards it, sound, light, whatever. And, you know, and then obviously they got charred up but still kept on walking, you know. So.
Yeah, they revealed that they attracted the fire in that episode when Shane killed the guy. I can't remember what his name was. When they was going
Otis? Yeah.
They threw
the flare?
Yeah, the flare, and they went towards the flare.
I see. Dad, you haven't said much, man. What are your thoughts on this episode, man?
Sorry, I've been pissing around with my mic. Oh yeah, I really liked it. I like that sort of like weird pacing we had where it was a bit of a cock tease. It was like slow, and then we had a little bit of suspense, went slow, a little bit of suspense, slow, a little bit of suspense, and then just went fucking like ham on us with characters dying left, right, and centre and revelations. I was like, holy shit, it was good. I really liked it.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it just came out of nowhere. There was no setup to that girl getting killed. It was just walking up, having a conversation, and bam, just knife. It was unbelievable. Yeah. I love the way.
I mean, I had suspicions that one of them was going to die, but I really didn't think both were going to die. And I didn't think Mika was going to die. I definitely knew Lizzie was going to be killed at some point, just because she's too much of a loose cannon to have her around. She had to be taken down at some point somehow.
She probably should have stabbed her in the head instead of waste the bullet, because they might need that later on. They already wasted plenty of bullets.
I know, but if you're gonna kill a person,
I mean, stabbing a kid's a little bit more brutal than shooting.
Right? Because what if you don't get her the first time and shit?
I don't think Carol could do that.
That'd be fucked up, man. Because what if she's still twitching after the first time, man? Do you stand with her again, or do you just wait? You know what I mean? It's like, think about that. Bullet to the head, done. You know?
No, as soon as you stab, they're so used to stabbing people in the head, it should be quick. You know, a bullet to the head shouldn't be no different than a knife to the head.
She didn't know that.
Yeah, a nice more personal, isn't it? Like up close.
No, you can't stab her in the neck. Then she'll be fighting.
But she'll bleed out though. So,
no, she might take you with her.
She might. She's that crazy.
She pulled her knife on her and then take her out.
And did you see when Tyrese and Carol walk back, right? And they're having a good old time. They're bonding a little bit, right? And they come back, and all of a sudden, man, the way they panned out with the camera, and they showed that girl Lizzie's right hand with the knife and the blood. And then they saw the left hand with the blood. And then they walked up, and Carol, right, she was thinking quick. She was trying to diffuse the situation because she was like, all right, listen, this little girl got a gun pointed at us, and obviously she is batshit crazy, you know? Right. So Carol just all like, don't worry about it. We'll tie her up. You promise? Oh, yeah, I'll use her shoelaces. And then she's like, Tyrese, why don't you go take Judith and this crazy little bitch over here back in the house? And I'm thinking, and Tyrese like, I'll take the baby, but what the fuck I got to take her in the house for? I felt so bad for him, because could you imagine that walk back to the place? Oh, yeah, so how was your day? We'll get that blood cleaned off you. Your sister should probably be turning pretty soon, you know? What the fuck, man?
I'll be scared. I'll be like, don't leave me alone with this. Please don't leave me alone.
And then she's like, and then the little crazy girl's like, I was about to take care of the baby too, and she was like, she can't even walk yet, as if that was a good defense for it. And Lizzie's like,
she was going to turn her into a walker. She was going to be a walker.
She wouldn't have been a walker. She would have been a crawler, you know. So,
she was going to be a crawler.
They didn't want to break the continuity of it, so she said, no, you got to wait until they can walk, Lizzie. What the fuck is wrong with you? Help me get your sister's shoelaces off. We're going to tie her up over here, you know.
I love the little shot that you got with the blood, with the knife in the hand and the baby in the background, just like shot. It kind of
was like, down.
Dexter's flashback with the You know what I'm saying? Where he's sitting in the pool of
Oh,
blood.
and the chain.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that. It kind
It
of
did. Now that you mention it, it reminded me of that, the way they
I
panned
I
out.
really like the innocent look on her face and like stop one little bit of blood on her cheek, just like nothing ever happened.
Look like she performed a killer while moving.
I knew Lizzie was something wrong, Lizzie, because if you notice like the close-ups, why did Lizzie have a white and green long sleeve shirt on, a red and green white long sleeve shirt, like on some Freddy Krueger shit? Every time I saw that, I was like, dude, you're gonna do something really bad. You got that red green swipe. No.
She got that fucked up look too, man, where because her eyebrows, she always looks surprised and kind of evil and shit, you know. And I was like, oh man. A buddy of mine went to the Walker Stalker Comic-Con or convention or whatever the hell it is. I guess it was in Chicago here this weekend, and he put up a picture. Lauren Cohen was there. He got a picture with her, and he had a picture with that crazy little bitch Lizzie. You know, she was there drinking a Starbucks or whatever. And even in the picture, man, you know, and not in character, she just looked. She got these creepy ass eyebrows, and you just think, man, I don't like that kid.
That's like she was like the guy off The Good Son. Like the tension was just there. Every time you look behind you, she's there, and you're like, oh,
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin, that
Macaulay
dude. He went to Off the Little Sister. You seen that movie, The Good Son? And Frodo had to kill him. It was like that.
Elijah Wood, wasn't it? Shit.
Yeah, it was Elijah Wood. No, in the end, the mom had to let him go because like the mom at the end of the movie, the mom has Macaulay Culkin in one hand. And she's got Elijah Wood in one hand, and she lets her son go and drops because like he was bad. He was a bad.
He was bad. Damn, we'll get rid of him.
He was bad. That was like, I mean.
She said, "Don't let me go, Mom. Please, don't let me go. Remember red light, green light." No.
Just look at the flowers.
Just look at the flowers.
That's what Carol had to do.
Oh shit.
She said,
Look at the
Macaulay
rabbit,
Culkin.
George.
She said, Macaulay Culkin, just look at the ocean. Just look at the boat just down there.
Look at the ocean.
That's so fucked up now.
That's what Carol had to do. She had to make a choice.
There was nothing they could have done. I mean, like Carol said, maybe I could take her by myself, but then that would leave Tyrese and the baby alone.
Yeah.
Now put the baby at
Nah,
risk.
you handle that, man.
And then Carol still has to be with a psycho until the end of her days. I mean, it's only a matter of time before something happens to them. You know what I mean? Or this Lizzie decides to go and do something to her.
No, but Lizzie could have also killed herself, turned herself into a walk, and went and killed them.
Yeah, and I wouldn't, and honestly, I don't think that was very far away. You know what I mean? From
Like she
happening.
said, I'm going to show you personally that I'm going to stay normal and cut herself up.
Yeah, because you know, she, like I said, she was psychotic, but she didn't think she was psychotic. She was just like a kid trying to prove their point. You know, just trying to prove, like, no, you don't understand. I'm right. You know,
Like a beautiful mind. Like that movie.
That's weird. Like, why kill her sister? Why she just kill herself then to show him?
Because she probably thought I'm going to show you. I know walkers can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Or
Well, I
maybe
didn't want to stab myself. That's why.
She might,
Yeah.
if they were gone for the 20 minutes, maybe she would have killed her sister, killed the baby, then killed herself. Who knows?
Maybe, yeah, true, maybe.
She won't let herself get bit.
She almost let herself get this.
She was going for the baby. She was right. If they didn't walk up at that moment, the baby would have been on their dead too.
I think what she was trying to do was she was trying to become a mom. Like she was gonna start a Walker family. She started off with the sister, then Judah, then she would have got Tyrese and Carol, then herself, and she'd have had her own little family together.
She just wasn't all there, man. It's safe to say.
Mommy Walker, Mother Dearest,
Family,
my duke, my duke.
I don't know, like someone put, would I be able to do it? No, I wouldn't probably be able to.
I couldn't, man.
Man, I put a bullet in her ass and go eat breakfast.
But I don't think I would be able to do it. No.
I put a bullet in
You
her
gotta do
ass
it
and
for the
eat
greater
breakfast.
good.
I was rooting for it, not rooting for it, but I was like, oh, after she killed her sister,
I was rooting for it.
she has to die. She has to.
So, like,
Someone's like, I wanted it to happen, but
There was
man,
no
why don't you
other-
take care of it?
yeah,
Once
it's
she killed her
like
sister, she needed.
if I was Tyrese, I'd have just went out there, shot her, and said, "Yo, Carol, you were saying something about that lap dance." That's all that would have happened.
Wow.
He was like, I don't know, he was getting close to Carol. He was giving her like nice little hugs and whatnot. I can trust you. I can trust these people. We could do something here. And then, oh, by the way, I killed your girl. I feel so bad.
Now I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want Carol to tell him because I just it would have been unnecessary drama and stress. But I think that he needed to find out though because
He needed the closure on it, man, because
Yeah,
even when
he
he
needed
talked
that
about his
closure.
nightmares and how he felt like it was a stranger and this and that, and afterwards he didn't feel good about it, but I think he felt like, you know what, whether it was right or wrong, or she should have done it differently, where she's got to live with it now. So that's why he forgave her, number one. And number two, I think it was like, now at least I know who it was. You know, now at least I know what happened, and I think it gave him that closure that he needed.
Yeah, closure, exactly.
So.
Not to mention, he didn't feel comfortable going to tournaments with meeting new people, and I think that played a part into why she's like, we have to go to tournaments now. We can't stay here after what happened, and maybe, you know, so I need to tell him that it wasn't strangers, it was someone you know.
Yeah, I think she was. I think in a way she was. It was like, you know what, I'm gonna tell him, lay it out there, whatever the consequences may be. If he shoots me, whatever. If he shoots himself, he offs us both. That's what happens. But I'm gonna let him know.
That's why she pushed the gun towards him.
Yeah, and I honestly, man, when he grabbed onto it and the table was shaking like that, I was honestly thinking, after all those, what the fuck, what am I doing with these people? You know, look that he had the whole episode. I was thinking he was just gonna put the gun to his head, man, and be like, I'm done, I'm out.
You know,
Yeah, really.
I think one of the reasons why he didn't kill Carol is because he, like I said, he needed her. I mean, if he's going to be out on the road, he's with a baby. He needs somebody.
I think he needs her, but I think too in his mind it was like, man, what, you know, I think in his mind when it was built up that it was some stranger, that it was some person that he didn't know, I think he felt like it was something that was done vindictive and malicious in cold blood, you know. And even though Carol didn't come right out and explain exactly what he asked, did they suffer, you know, or did she suffer? And I think that was the closure he needed, to know that Carol felt like it was necessary. He saw the aftermath of what happened to the people that did get that flu and were turning, and those two were the worst, you know. And who's to say what would have happened or what wouldn't have happened, but the point is, I think that was his way of being able to get past it. Not so much, I'm going to let you live because I need you. I think it was more like, you know what, man, I'm going to accept this and move on. You have to live with, you're going to have to face your demons sometime, you know, but killing you is going to do no, I mean, it's not going to make him feel any better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but it felt like she was right and justified. You know?
Right. Yeah, and like I said, it was the best time to tell him, because he was gonna. I mean, they were gonna figure it out anyway, because I'm assuming when they get back to Terminus, they're gonna meet up with Rick and the rest of them, assumingly, at some point at least, and Rick knows, and you know, so. You know.
And Rick's gonna be like, Karen, kill her.
Tyrese anyway.
Had to fight him.
So it was gonna happen one way or another, regardless. So.
They probably should have made him say, "You killed Karen. You probably killed T-Dog too, huh?" You probably killed him too, you jive turkey. Straight out of a movie.
Dialogue, man.
I have a question though. When Carol and Rick meet, do you think Carol has any animosity towards Rick?
No.
Carol has any animosity towards Rick?
Yeah.
Rick had to do his thing. He had to put his gun game down because she was acting crazy.
Yeah.
She knew what it was.
And plus, too, it doesn't seem like she's in the mindset for like petty squabbles and vengeance and shit like that. Like I think she pled her case to Rick. Rick said how he felt and did what he did. And I think really in the end, you know, it isn't like she respects it or loves the decision, but I think that she abided by it to a certain extent, and she, you know. And she knows that things are going to be different anyway now that they are out on the run. You know what I mean? And I mean
that was Rick's main reason for.
I think if she had anything against him, I don't think she would have went off the other little girl so she wouldn't kill Judith. You know what I mean? And then for them to get on to Terminus, I mean, she's essentially taking care of Rick's baby now. You know, so you know, so.
If she didn't like it, she could have just shot Rick right there and went back to the prison.
All right, guys, he was coughing.
He got caught by a walker. We got surrounded by a horde, and I managed to get out. I tripped him and got out.
I used his head to back up.
But she really wouldn't need much of an explanation. There's many walkers in the world that caught plenty of motherfuckers that if you go out, you might not come back. Everybody knows that. Just say he got caught by walkers. What they gonna say? You lying? How they gonna know you're lying?
Somehow Dale knew. I don't know. Dale knew when Otis. Somehow.
But Dale was just fucking.
They don't have magic power.
No, that's because he knew that he was
banging Andrea.
Oh, that's because he remember he had got approached by Shane before that happened, before all that transpired.
Yeah, but even before that, in season 1, if you remember, Shane's like holding the shotgun up and he's seeing Rick walk along the forest, and then Dale comes up behind him. So he goes, "Oh, like really surprised.
Yeah, Dale
So,
already, and Dale knew
yeah.
that Shane was fucking Lori too, and everything like that. So I think Dale was kind of one of those things where he was like, all right, you know what? I know this guy is not to be trusted, you know, so can't trust shit that he says. Especially because Shane came back and he was sketchy as hell too. You know, he was like, "Oh yeah, we got everything we need to save Carl's life. Otis didn't make it." You know, so
he went up in the guy's wife. Now he got him. He got the guy raising his son. Everybody know that's Shane's son. I mean daughter.
Oh yeah, little Shane.
Yeah, they know that.
Yeah, obvious, yeah. Where was your war, man? I'm sorry.
She said, I don't care if it's your baby or not. It's going to be Rick's. They should go get like a paternity test.
Paternity test, man. They were done.
You can run up in there like Walmart or something like that, get one of those dollar paternity tests or something. It's got to be some chemist left in the.
I think you're confusing that with pregnancy test.
Yeah, pregnancy test.
DNA test.
But they might go see more and then find out he's a walker too.
Fucking Walmart. Walmart's got a test. Walmart, you know, it gets called the Who's Your Daddy test, $2.99.
You are not a
walker. That's funny. All right, King of Straps wants to know: do I think that Daryl's crossbow brother were the ones that kidnapped Beth? I don't think they had a car.
No, it's this man. Let me show you.
Yeah, they didn't take Beth.
I don't think so at all. No.
They would have raped her by then because remember at the house they were talking about there's a remember when they was in the house they said there's some girls clothes here. They said I get first dibs. And then she said, "Oh, she might be miles away from here." They was gonna rape the shit out that girl.
Yeah.
Good thing she didn't run into him.
Yeah. Sure. Andres Camacho says, "I'm wondering if you guys think that everyone will make it to Terminus, or maybe half the group, and season 5, the other half reaches Terminus, and then maybe the group who's been there high up in the ranks."
Nah, this Terminus will be done by the end of the season. If you saw the sneak peek of the next episode, the next 2 episodes, I reckon it's done in 2 episodes.
I hope so. I mean, 'cause it's obviously. I mean, I can't see this anything other than a trap, though. I really can't. We've been talking about this for a while. I don't want to repeat myself, but I just don't see the Terminus actually being that. I'm sorry. Hope in this world is not a good thing. It's like it just gets crushed easily.
They've been dragging it out now since the 9th episode, and honestly, if it doesn't build up to at least being something, now if it's something that maybe winds up getting overrun or something bad happening to, I can see that happening. But ultimately, we have 5 or 6 smaller fractured groups now. And I don't feel like they're all going to meet up, but I feel like a couple of them might meet up, and then maybe eventually a couple more. You know what I mean? It might eventually get down to where it's only 2 or 3. Different groups going, but because many of them are heading towards Terminus, so there has to be something there. It's not just going to be we get there and it's a smoldering, pile of ruins because it got overrun or whatever. I think there's got to be something there. It may fall very quickly, but
have you seen both of the sneak peeks for the next episode, like both of them?
No, I just saw the one where on Talking Dead where Daryl is talking with that guy, one of his
Well, it looks like they've got him in some sort of building for what when they're beating him up, and then you get to see Abraham's group, and they're going to say at dawn or whatever the fuck it is, we're going to take like the entrance. So it looks like in the next episode they're there. So
okay.
Awesome.
So maybe they see that this group's got Daryl. I don't know.
Yeah, and Daryl, Glenn was behind Maggie, so they should meet up.
Yeah. We don't know if they were behind her, right?
They're together.
No,
you didn't see the blood that Maggie put on the wall, so we don't know if he's behind. It could be any other.
Right. So what I'm saying is he's he's got to be on the same trail as her because she's the one who left the message.
No, but Glenn didn't. I could be wrong on this.
Glenn saw an entirely different sign. Yeah, it's on a different set of tracks.
No, didn't he see? I thought he saw the blood sign.
No, he saw just
No, I watched the episode again last week. Right at the end, he just sees the Terminus map, and with the salvation, those who arrive survive.
I thought he saw the message she left.
That's what I thought the first time too.
Oh, that's why you watch him twice.
Last couple I have, and to tell you the truth, it was just because last week I was sick, and so I took a couple days off of work or whatever, and I was sitting around during the day and just wound up throwing it on, And then this week, tell you the truth, like I said, I just couldn't remember much of what happened last night because I was really out of it. You know, it was getting later, and so I watched
think that's just a trick. Like the way they splice it, it makes it hard sometimes to see exactly what's happening, and they do that just to make you. Like when they showed Glenn, he's like under all these walkers. It's like, why did that happen? Like we didn't know he was back at the. I didn't know he was back at the prison. All I see, it looked like he was somewhere else. They didn't show anything.
Bus or something.
Yeah, they let you believe that he was on the bus, but then if you thought back on that mid-season finale or whatever, he got off the bus right at the end, right before it took off, and was like, I gotta find Maggie, and he was stumbling around, so he obviously stumbled into the prison somewhere. But I forgot that completely when we were watching the episode. I was like, what the hell is Glenn still doing to prison? I was like,
as much stuff as we forget for Walking Dead, I'm gonna have to watch fucking Game of Thrones 7 times.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, because I'm like halfway through going through
write down notes,
and I still gotta
I really do gotta write down notes. Honestly, it's gonna be insane, but I'm so excited for that. But all right, so last episode is gonna be really cool. But this is a good question by Oswald Chevalier. He says, "What do you guys think about the deer in the show? They seem to be a harbinger of disasters, and coincidentally, we saw a few in this episode towards the end. Makes me wonder." Really interesting thought, like of course with Carl getting shot by the deer. You know, and the deer here be showing up and surviving, and the girls didn't.
In season 2, didn't Daryl see a deer when he was out looking for Sophia, and then he wound up tripping and falling down the hill, and the arrow stabbed him and shit, and then he started hallucinating?
Maybe.
And he was tracking a deer in the 2nd or 3rd episode of the season as well that wound up, the walker wound up taking out the deer or whatever, and he was pissed. Remember when he first made his appearance in the 3rd episode or whatever? So... Yeah, there is a lot with deer. I never thought about that. Deer are good extras, though, man. You ain't got to, you don't got to pay that much. So.
Yeah. I would think that deer wouldn't really get killed easily because I mean deer are pretty sensitive to noise and stuff. So if they hear the big fucking slow ass walker,
they're pretty nimble. So I don't see them.
And they can box. Like if something tried to attack them, they jump up and start boxing the shit out the guy. They can kill a walker.
You fought a deer before? I didn't know.
I've seen people fighting deer.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
And they did not fare very well. So I don't think a walker would fare well either.
I mean, unless there's like a herd of them that surround the deer, I don't see the deer. That's why, for sure.
That's why they survived.
Yeah.
That's why they call bucks, because they will buck the shit out of a walker.
There you go. I don't think that's why, but okay. All right, so Zombie Kill of the Week. There wasn't really that many great kills this week, so anybody have anything that I might have overlooked?
The crispy zombies look really cool, though. Those crispy zombies look really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
They look like fucking smoky.
Yeah.
I thought the beer nuts joke was actually good.
I was actually just gonna say that. Yeah, I watched that and I listened to the joke the second time. I was like, oh, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Beer nuts and what was it? I forgot.
There was beer nuts and deer nuts. And,
that's right.
And Tyrese said he said some bad joke.
I was thinking. Right. Like Jim's gonna like that joke. For some reason, I had it in my head.
You know what? I was so out of it last night that I heard part of the joke, but I didn't really get the whole thing. You know, it was just one of those things. I was sitting there, I was watching. My wife watches it with me, and then my oldest son. Sometimes they're talking or somebody's rustling around. You know, it diverts my attention. So I didn't hear the full joke yesterday, but when I was sitting relaxing and watching it today, I was like, oh, yeah, that's not bad. Like it's corny, but you know, it's all right.
It's good for a chuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I think like the burnt zombies were probably the most. That's the only zombie kills we got anyway. I was kind of hoping they would have took out that last zombie at the end, but they just kind of left it.
Well, Carol went and tackled the one, that was coming after Lizzie. That Lizzie was playing tag with, and got a nice stab in the head on that. But but it was nothing.
The one that fell the train track one, right? Did his leg snap from underneath it, or did his leg somehow fall in a hole or some shit in the beach?
It snapped.
It snapped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looked like one leg was lodged in there and the other one looked like it maybe snapped or something like that. Because I was thinking that too. I was like, what the hell? Why does the zombie get caught?
Yeah, weak leg.
It's convenient for the plot.
Snapping like chicken wing.
I would think the zombies that are on fire would be less likely running around than a zombie that just hurt his leg a little bit, But who knows?
They were some quick zombies, those fire ones.
Yeah, they were.
They caught up real quick.
those burnt crispy zombies represent Tyrese in some type of way, if you think about it. No, I'm not trying to make a joke out of it. Remember that girl he was so in love with?
Oh, Karen.
Her body was burnt,
Oh, burnt. Yeah, maybe.
and the burnt zombies kind of connection with Tyrese during the prison.
I see.
That's what I got.
By the way, Kai, you said before the stream started that you had something you want to talk about as far as inconsistency with the episode.
Oh yeah. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, there were some consistencies of the episode where there were scenes where you saw Judith, and then when they was walking, you didn't see no scenes of the group carrying the baby.
At the end.
At the end, yeah, I was like, where the fuck is Judith? Did they have him on his back?
Yeah, he had him in one of those little baby
They made like a
backpacks.
little baby carrier backpack thing, and it was on Tyrese's back. And there was one time earlier in the show too where he had the pack on, but they didn't show her because he didn't turn around. So
I didn't really see her at all. So it's assumed that she just disappeared out of the people.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying she was dead and buried in that grave, but it's like, no, that grave was already there.
Yeah, exactly. They talked about it for the episode, yeah. Yeah, my family was like, where the hell's the baby at? I'm like, oh, I don't know. In the back, baby? I don't know.
Well, there was a couple of times once they got there, that baby must have just, been left on the floor in on a bed or something in the house because, like when, Tyrese and Carol were out at one point or doing something, and the two little girls were out too when Mika went looking for Lizzie and shit. I was like, who watching the baby? So.
Yeah, let's have both the adults go out and leave the baby and the crazy girl and the scared girl all together outside in one place. So
And then the crazy and the scared one leaving the babies laying there like, what the fuck, man? Where did everybody go?
Yeah, and they don't have TV anymore, so you don't have anything to babysit the kids.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, TV, you babysit.
Exactly. So I was wondering, like, what the fuck, like, I mean, what is it with parents on the show or guardians in this show? They're just terrible, with the exception of maybe, like, Rick. Lori, oh my god, it was awful.
Let's not get with her, Zoro. That's just a video by herself.
Yes.
That's a whole separate stream.
I'll stop right there.
Zoro's hatred for Lori holds no bounds.
Wrong word.
She's a whore.
I'll go with it.
Strongly dislike.
No, she is a whore.
She kind of is, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like they said, I thought Rick was dead. Yeah, but that was only 2 days. He's already,
Like, how long was it ago when Rick was unconscious?
It was supposed to be a few months and everything like that.
Yeah, like 2 months.
Damn.
But still, I mean, it's a zombie apocalypse here, and it's like, come on, man. I mean, it's an ongoing thing. At least in the show, it's an ongoing thing that they're fucking on the side. And I mean, I remember I first saw it. I was watching it with my wife, and I was like, now what the fuck, man? Because Lori used to be on a show my wife and I like called Prison Break, and so my wife immediately recognized the actress. She's like, oh, remember from Prison Break? And I was like, yeah. And then she's fucking Shane in the woods and everything, and I was like, wait. Hold on a sec, that's Rick's wife, and then you see their kid, and I'm like, why ain't she watching her 9-year-old little boy? They're in some tents and RVs out in the middle of the woods during the zombie apocalypse, and she's getting dicked in the woods. I was just thinking, man, that's the last thing you got to be thinking about right there.
I always say my sense with Lori is not that she got with Shane; it's how she handled it afterwards.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What is it
absolutely.
with prime time, like these really big shows with women in their shows that are just awful? Like Dexter, his sister, I hated her. She was terrible. Dexter's sister, she was just fucking everything in sight. She couldn't close her lights for 3 seconds.
Oh wait, you hate Deb?
Yes! Fuck that bitch, yo.
Deb?
Yes!
You hate Deb?
Wow. Jesus.
If Deb saw a new person that she never saw before and it was a guy, she fucked. Alright? She fucked everything. And she was annoying.
And she wanted to fuck her own brother towards the end of the show.
She was a damn good detective, except
yeah, but she was a slut, a dirty. Skylar, fuck Skylar. Never liked Skylar.
Oh god, I hated her from the first episode.
She was gonna cheat on her husband even before all the stuff went down.
I hated her from the first episode, man. I just saw her in that fucking square jaw, and I was like, I want to punch that bitch. I don't ever think that, man.
The moment she went up to what's the guy's name's house? She's talking about the weed. Like she went to the. This was Jesse's house. I'm sorry. Yeah. Jesse's house, and he was pulling the body out, and she's like, "Oh, you better not sell weed to my husband anymore." I hated her so much. I think Lori's probably the best out of all of them, I'd say.
Yeah, maybe.
But what is it with these prime time shows, man?
You need to watch some more TV, man.
There's such.
That's all.
You didn't hate Rita, right? Or you didn't hate Rita, though, right?
Who?
Rita.
From what?
From Dexter. You didn't hate Rita from Dexter.
Oh, she was
right?
good.
Okay, all right. Just making sure.
But hey, what's her name? The Spanish LaGuerta.
Oh, LaGuerta?
Oh, look, oh god.
She's kind of annoying. So, it is what it is. But I think we got off topic a little bit.
Read it from the Power
We're
Rangers.
trying to get back into the, to Walking Dead. So, any other thoughts or comments about the episode you want to address that we haven't covered already, guys? I think
Best episode of the season, you guys think?
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, I would say yes. Action-wise, obviously, you're going to go with, if you're coming to see this purely for cool zombie kills because you think it's an action movie type thing about zombies, then episode 8 was the episode for you.
Right,
if you're a person who goes and actually looks at what this is and kind of tries to pick it apart as if like this shit really happened and how people would act, and this was a cool but dark and twisted episode where actually at the end of it, I felt kind of hopeless. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of felt like, well, man, what are these people even living for anymore? So to me, it was the best episode of the season, if not the series, or very in the top 3 of the series, I would say.
That's a good question, Rick. For me, it was episode 8. Like I said, this is definitely number 2. But the thing is, I just love not only the whole action of it, but just the speech that Rick gave about we could all live together. This doesn't have to go down.
Yeah, that was strong, man.
Not too far gone.
That was great.
Yeah.
Did y'all notice that they turned Bob into Eli from the Book of Eli? Wasn't he the same character?
Last episode, you mean?
Yeah, did you see that? It was the same character. Had the machete, the beat up jacket, the beard, everything.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It was
It was
They called up Denzel and said, "Hey, can we use some of that shit, man? Your movie didn't do so good anyway,
Yeah.
That's a very good point. So let's just go over what we're expecting to see going forward. Let's go with that. Jim, you want to start off? What do you think is going to happen next couple episodes?
Going forward, man, I really just I hoped that it would happen this week where we'd see a couple of groups, but I really just want to stop with these individual episodes. I believe that this one needed to happen, but I really hope that the next couple of episodes we do see because now guys like Rick and Michonne we haven't even seen for a month, And that's great that you can have this great cast of characters that you're developing, that you can interchange them episode to episode. I'm sure it cuts down on the budget too, But at the same time, it's the last couple seasons. We're going to have the long summer before season 5 and everything, the long wait. I really want them to kind of wrap things up in the sense that I at least want a couple of the groups to meet up, hoping that happens. A couple of them arrive at Terminus, something along those lines, and that we actually see some screen time from several groups. And the previews look promising. They showed at least two major groups that we know of. But I just think that you dangle those carrots out there, and you can't just leave it going for too long. Like Beth got captured a couple episodes ago now, last episode, whatever, right? You got to show something about what happened or whatever before the end of the season. Otherwise, people are going to forget.
Right.
So that's really all I hope is that we just get a little more screen time, a little more evened out screen time for everybody.
All right. Kai.
Well, I hope. This episode was really good, though, and I hope next episode we can pick up the pace with the other characters since we only have 2 episodes left. So maybe we will get multiple scenes with Glenn's group and what Daryl's new group will happen. So
the Sons of Anarchy spinoff.
Yeah,
these motherfuckers.
So I think it's gonna be drama between Daryl and his new group. So we're gonna see how that's gonna be handled. So.
Deb, what are you showing us right now?
That's the Hunters.
Don't tell me that's a spoiler.
Nah, it's not a spoiler. It's just the characters.
Spoilers.
As they call them in the comments, double.
Now I know there's gonna be some people.
Double spoilers. Fear the Hunters.
Now you just revealed that they're gonna walk into some walkers. They're gonna come across some walkers.
No, I was showing you the title. It said Fear the Hunters.
Oh no!
Yes.
So you already know about that.
So you think Hunters will show up this season, Deb?
I think the Hunters is a group that's with Daryl.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
I think that's who I can't see them logically introducing 2 groups of villains right towards the end of the series. It's got to be them. They're just rewritten. They've took out the woman and just added other guy in it.
It's a TV friendly version of the Hunters, maybe.
It's a TV friendly version of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is unfortunate, but you can't have the comic book. It's like the Governor. You can't have the Governor
Yeah.
the comics on the TV series. Like, you know, you saying you can't have the hunters from the comic on the TV series because they're just too brutal.
Nah, I think they need to lay into these motherfuckers and let them know what time it is.
All right, looks good. That sounds good. Then.
Cool time.
All right. So, what about you, Rick? What do you expect to see going forward?
I think the next episode is going to focus mainly on Rick and Daryl, because we did see Rick in the preview. Daryl, I think obviously, you know, I don't think he fully accepted their offer to join up. You know, he's going to kind of be on the ends, you know. But I think Daryl's going to try to get away he wants to go find Beth, obviously. So this mystery about who captured Beth, I think the group may be connected to it. You know, because I don't think that we met the leader yet of the group. I think they're gonna probably in the finale we're gonna meet the leader of this group. But I think we're going to set up to where this group is going to be a major threat to everybody, and it's part of like a bigger picture.
That's well said. I agree. Sorry to go ahead, Ed.
I was sort of like trying to word it without. I think the character Gabriel has been rewritten for the TV series as well, because we know there's a new character who's going to be introduced called Gareth. He's actually white instead of black, but I'm going to assume that maybe they're going to rewrite it and he might be the head of the Hunters and he'll be at Terminus, and that group will go back to Terminus at some point with Daryl. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen for the last 2 episodes.
All right. I pretty much agree with Rick and everyone that we need to see some Hunters, we need to see some fucking Terminus, and I want to see some Rick, because like Jim said, it's been a month since we've gotten Rick. I mean, come on, let's get to the main character, man. So I'm really excited for what's going to happen going forward. This episode was absolutely amazing, and yeah, I think that's pretty much what we've had to cover for this episode. We've been going for over an hour, so that's pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you did, then be sure to like the video to help support it, of course. Those likes are always appreciated. Leave comments in the comment section below. If we didn't quite get to your questions, we'll do our best to answer them after the live stream ends. And definitely subscribe to not only myself, but every single person in this live stream. They're all deserving of your subscriptions. I think everyone here does Walking Dead reviews except Kai.
Yeah, I don't do Walking Dead reviews.
So yeah, if you're a fan of Walking Dead, check these guys out as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Like I said, 2 more weeks of Walking Dead, then we have Game of Thrones right after that. So look forward to all that. Before I sign out, I have a video that's going to be uploaded in the next 24 hours. I've been working on all day today, so look forward to that as a skit. Everyone else can go ahead and say their goodbyes. Min?
Okay. Yeah, you already know. I do, as you can see from the under here, I do anime, manga, and shit like that. We do Walking Dead. I'm thinking about getting into the comics because everybody kept telling me how much better it is and so much other things. And I want to see what's happening in the future. I'm thinking about going ahead and doing that. But if you want to subscribe, we get into a lot of good shit, heavy shit, and shit. Go ahead and subscribe.
All right. Rick?
Animerick here. Berserk reviews. Going to be starting Opar's Turn this week, as well as, Game of Thrones videos for the weekend will be coming out. Mad hype for Game of Thrones. Yes. So, you guys want to see all that good stuff, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me. And, of course, everyone else, because everyone else here, they do awesome content. So, thanks, Joe, for the invite, as always.
Hey, man, anytime. Jim?
Man, as always, I'm just happy to be here. This all started out with I actually lost a bet and owed Zorro $50, so I told him that I'd be here on a couple of these shows.
I appreciate it.
And then after that, man, he just kept inviting me, and I kept thinking, well, I got some friends now on the internet, So, but we have a good time every week, and it's something I always look forward to. So, certainly look forward to the next couple weeks, and then like everybody else was saying too, to piggyback on that, Game of Thrones, So. We got some more time together.
All right, Dad. I don't know what Min's doing, but Dad.
Today I recently did a live stream to this episode, and I did a prediction video on what I think Sanctuary is, and I've nearly tanked it to 4,000 subscribers already. Yes, after 3 weeks.
You're a triple OG.
There we go. And Phoenix Kai? Did I go to you already?
No.
Oh, my bad.
I was eating.
I'm losing track of shit, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Oh, well, thank you for inviting me, Zoro, for, we only got 2 more episodes left, so this will be sad as hell. But, it's been a fun ride, talking to people that likes The Walking Dead. My channel, I reached 500 subs, and I'm going to do something special for a review. AKA, it's going to be something with a hentai, so.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm going out.
Man. Alright, so look forward to that. Like I said, I'm Zoro Fanboy 124. Now that Dead mentions it, I'm almost up to 6,000. I'm like 50 away, so.
Well done, sir.
Video pretty soon. Not trying to one up you, Dead.
Not trying to one up you, I just did, but
Right.
that's what he just said.
But
You're better than me, and I know it. You have to rub it in.
Alright, I'm ending the stream now, guys. I'm Zoro Fanboy 124, and I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
I already know you're twice the man.
Well, if you watched the video this long, you're definitely a trooper, and if you enjoy my artwork, you can see more of it by following me on Twitter, Facebook, or even my other channel,